All right, good morning, everyone. Spencer Andreas, Incident Management Team 5 with the May 24th operational briefing. All right, wanted to start. Yesterday I had a very productive day, even though given the ailments we endured, but which I'll discuss here very soon. But overall, it was a very successful day. So starting in Alpha Bravo on the eastern side of the fire, very minimal calls for service. We had crews still actively engaged with tactical patrol, which is driving throughout the communities, looking for hot spots, mopping those up. We're continuing to backhaul. We have a lot of equipment still within the fire perimeter. So our goal is to get that back and get it reallocated throughout the fire. So a lot of those efforts were continued and will continue today. As I've alluded to the last few days, we're doing a suppression repair plan. We're hopefully to have that implemented today. So you'll hopefully see those folks starting to get those efforts underway towards the end of the week. So a couple questions that came up yesterday on some of the symbology in the map I wanted to cover to start off before we continue through the fire. What some of these letters mean. So you'll see R's, H's, and M's. So R's are roads. So what we'll commonly do is use existing road systems for our containment lines. And what we'll do is we'll improve them in different ways. A lot of times we'll just clear brush. Sometimes they're very viable as is. You'll see H, and that's for hand line. So hand crews cutting hand line is what that symbology means. And then you'll see M, that's mixed. So it's mixed hand line and dozer line. So there's areas where we can't get a bulldozer in. We'll use hand crews in conjunction with bulldozers. So wanted to cover that before I continued on. So moving over in the southwest portion of the fire, this is where we had some struggles yesterday, and the struggles came with yesterday afternoon for those that live in the community. We had some thunder cells that came over the fire. With those, create very adverse winds. They're usually unpredictable. Yesterday they came out of the north, so the north pushing down was not a favorable wind for us. So here on the bottom on the 82 Alpha Bravo Road, yesterday afternoon we had several spot fires outside of our containment lines. So with that, the crews were there engaged and were able to pick all of those up, which was very successful. So night crews and day crews mopped all those up. Everything's still holding and secured, and today we'll continue to mop those up and patrol all of this 82 Alpha Road up to 203 into the Bull Creek area. Moving up into Division Echo, as I talked about yesterday, we're doing handline construction on this northern piece towards into Bull Canyon from what we're referencing as Hellspot 125. So hand crews are working down to cut that northern piece off. We're hopeful to have all that done today, which will be a huge win for us once we can get all this piece secured, which means we can start pushing our resources up to the north. Moving up north into Hotel in India, line construction continued, so we're putting contingency line in, which is our secondary line, to create that kind of buffer for the communities of Holy Ghost and Pecos Valley. Additionally, up from the Iron Gate, which is right at the wilderness boundary, we're moving south with indirect line as well with hand crews and bulldozers to continue those line efforts. As I talked about yesterday, the wilderness piece, we're still looking at putting hand line all the way up through. We actually have another aerial reconnaissance mission through with a helicopter today in about 30 minutes, so we have another crew member heading up. We want to validate because it's about 10 miles of line that we have to put in, so it's going to be a big project, so we want to make sure that our direction, our plan is going to be viable. As far as over in the communities, we still have our structured groups. We have they're working from Pecos all the way north up into the Holy Ghost and Geronimo. They have continued to prep, triage all those communities, which has been great. As I alluded to yesterday, we bolstered with a lot of equipment, so heavy presence of fire apparatus throughout this. So you'll see a lot of fire folks throughout all those communities for the next few days and days to come. A couple questions came up. So yesterday I talked about locked gates. One thing, if your gate's locked, no need to be worried. We have what we refer to as the keys of the city. So a lot of us have Forest Service keys to do those locks, or if we absolutely have to get into your property, we have bolt cutters. So rest assured, we will get in and defend your home. Last thing I want to touch on is some new technology that we've had, and it's been really valuable for our operation, which is UASs, or unmanned aerial surveillance, or a drone. So especially down here in these high areas of fire growth, and where a lot of the crews are working, and we've had spot fire problems, we have teams of folks that are actually FAA qualified that bring these drones in predominantly at night. And what they'll do is they'll provide us video surveillance and IR back down to the ground. So if there's spots outside the line, they'll actually give us a lat long, and we could actually insert crews to wherever that spot is. So it's a great program. One thing I want to just to go back on drones in general is this is a very planned, organized, methodical process when we utilize these specialized tools. These folks are all firefighters trained. Big thing for the public is you don't have the ability to launch a drone. It's a big deal and it happens very commonly, is the public will launch drones. What that does for us is there's a drone in the TFR or the airspace where we're working, all of our air assets have to be grounded until that drone is located and put on the ground. So it's illegal. It's actually, you can be fined, go to jail. So just remember, this is, when we're doing it, this is all coordinated with our airspace, our air tactical group supervisors. So just want to give you guys a heads up on that. And it's a great tool, great asset for us. It's very new to the fire service the last couple of years, and very valuable. With that, thanks for listening, and have a great day.